Hi everyone, and welcome to a 3D printing video, and in this one we're going to be looking at that Studio Master PA that's in the middle of the rack there we've been working on for the last few videos. And that PA I bought sometime in the mid-90s I think it was, and it's got so old that the filter that used to be behind that grill at the front of it has essentially rotted away. So I need to work out a way of making a replacement, or that will be essentially sucking dust through the PA and it won't do it a lot of good over the long term. So I think with some 3D printing and using some mesh, we might be able to come up with a new grill for that, or a new filter for it. So let's step over to Fusion 360 now and see what we can come up with. Okay, here we are in Fusion 360, and this has probably got to be one of the easiest modelling jobs that you can do. So first of all, let's start with a sketch, and all this is, just zoom in a bit, there we go. All this is a rectangle with some fillets on the outside edges, and then some more rectangles on the inside, which is where your apertures are going to be, where you want the mesh grill, and that essentially gives us a frame. And we've also put some circles into the corners and in the middle there, which is essentially going to form holes when we start extruding this, where the magnets will fit. So we're just going to extrude down, including the holes, so this is a completely solid body for about 2 or 3 millimeters, and then we'll extrude up but exclude the holes, so you get these pockets in here, which is where the magnets will fit. And then all it is just a case of chamfering as usual, or filleting the edges just to round those over a little bit, and this is ready for printing. As the printing's underway, we'll make our mesh, which I'm using some stuff called Thule, I believe it's pronounced, which I'm layering up into 4 layers and then putting tape around to make a kind of frame, as you can see there. Okay, printing's kind of proceeding, and before it gets to where it starts printing the holes, we're going to press pause on Octoprint, and we'll essentially stick the mesh down over the print and fix it to the bed. And you can see me just removing the little bit of ooze you can get on the nozzle there, and then essentially press resume on Octoprint, and it will continue printing the frame over the top of the mesh, so essentially sandwiching it in between. And when that's finished, sometime later, it's just a case of prising the whole assembly then off of the bed. And head over to the workbench, and just cut all that surplus brim material off, and the surplus mesh with the tape, and then using a deburring tool we can tidy up the edges a bit. Then we can, with a bit of super glue, put that into the holes, and then using some magnets, again bought off of Amazon, you can just push those into the holes. Sometimes it takes a bit of force depending on your tolerances, but you want a fairly tight fit because you don't want the magnets being left behind when you pull the frame off of whatever you're sticking it to. And then it's just a case of letting the glue dry, and we've now got a magnetic grill. And it's really just a case now of getting the PA that we're putting the grills into. In fact, I've printed 2 here because obviously it's quite a long grill, won't all fit on my printer bed in one go. So I'll just take the top off the PA. And I've actually already done a bit of clean-up of the old rotted filter, and they just clip into place on the back there, and the magnets hold them steady. Put the lid back on, and reverse process of putting all the screws in place, obviously to hold everything back together. and then it's a case of putting it back in the rack, and we're now ready to run, and that should last us at least till the next filter rots away. Now, this technique was so good that I decided to model up something for my Corsair Air 540 cases, and you can see there that I've made a grill that fits in the drive bays, or where you would normally have drive bays, so I can actually have a filter in there but also keep an eye on the water cooling. So that's worked out to be pretty much a success. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.